is Debbie Palmer. My husband John and I came to Emerge in January of 2011. John serves as the president and I serve as a full-time volunteer, and I love every minute of it. In the late 50s, a young pastor's wife here in town struggled from depression, and when her husband went to look for good Christian counseling, there were none to be found. So he decided he would go back to college and get his degree in counseling. He did a phenomenal job of weaving the biblical principles together with the psychological truths and founded Emerge. It actually opened its doors in 1973 under the leadership of Dr. Richard Dobbins. We have seen hundreds of thousands of people, hurting people, and I'm happy to say many of them have found hope and healing here. For that we're grateful. Not only do we see people in our local community, but people from around the world find their way to Emerge. We're so grateful that most recently we've begun extension sites throughout the state and around the country. Emerge sees a wide range of people with a variety of needs, which include people in crisis and those who seek to remain healthy.
My name is Michelle Armstrong, and I currently live in the Akron area, and my husband is the senior pastor at the chapel in Akron. Several years ago, my husband was a pastor at another church with fabulous people that we love deeply, but during those times of ministry, there were some personal hurts along the way, and really the loss of some dear friendships and relationships that left me wounded, left me feeling alone and isolated, and really was at a place where I didn't really know who I could trust. And as the pastor's wife, it was a difficult place to be because my husband was the pastor and we were to help other people with their struggles and their issues. So where were we to turn? I remember the day of picking up the phone to call Emerge. And immediately I was met with compassion, warmth, and I remember sitting in that first session and really wanting to just weep. And I think the weeping was, yes, a sense of relief that there was someone who would hear me and would listen, but also that the peace that came from knowing this was godly counsel put my heart at ease to be able to let down my guard and be real. And even though there was a fear of not knowing who I would be on the other side of counseling, there was a peace in knowing that the place I had chose to come for counsel was a place that was Spirit-led, with godly wisdom, and that who I was on the other side would be a more whole, complete version of myself than the one that sat on that couch that day. God used Emerge to uncover the real me.
My name is Bob Titus, and I work for Open M, and we have 3 children and 2 grandchildren.
My name is Katie Titus, and I'm a 2nd grade teacher in Wadsworth. This is a second marriage for both of us, and early into our marriage, we realized that we were in trouble.
I had so much guilt in my heart that I had failed in my first marriage, and now I was bringing these 2 sons into this marriage, and this marriage was in trouble.
We certainly did a lot of the things that we thought we should do on our own, but we came to a point where anger and hurt and selfishness just was overriding our marriage, and we knew we couldn't do it ourselves.
I remember probably the 2nd or 3rd time that we came, Ingrid was our counselor, and I didn't feel threatened by Ingrid whatsoever. I felt like that I could talk to her and it was safe, and that she understood where I was coming from and was able to relay that to Katie, how I was feeling. At the same time, she was relaying to me how Katie was feeling. From a Bible-based biblical standpoint, And I think for me that was a real turning point.
I think through the counseling and the opportunity to have some guided conversations about what we were feeling, I got this small glimmer of hope that it wasn't over, that he did love me, and that we just had to figure out how to do it better. More than anything, I think what Emerge did was, they didn't solve all of our problems, but they gave us that glimmer of hope that our relationship was worth repairing, that it could be restored, and they gave us some of the skills that we still are practicing today as we're on that road to healing.
Emerge is here to help all of those who are in need of mental health care. We are working, thanks to the support of so many, to provide more preventative care, more preventative programs. We want to be not just an ambulance, but we want to provide fences at the top of the cliff. We want to protect families, we want to protect individuals, we want to protect pastors and missionaries and churches. We want to protect God's vision for what it is that He has our people doing. And we're able to do that thanks to the generous support of so many people, so many individuals, so many churches, and so many caring Christ followers who donate and support what it is that we do here at Emerge.
Emerge is
Help for the healthy.
Hope and healing for the hurting.